When's the last time you had a pep talk? Pep talk, pep talk.
Yo, when's the last time you had a pep talk? Has it been a minute? That's okay, you're in the right place. I've got you. And in today's episode, we're talking about the power of presence, meaning staying in the here and now. Now let's get it. Welcome to episode 73 of Pep Talk, the podcast that cheers you on and coaches you up. We believe that you are great as you are, but there's always another level. And we love coming to you on every Monday to provide some pep for your week, to get you started, to help you continue to rise. And today's episode is going to be a really, really good one. If you are someone who likes to look too far off into the future, or if you're someone who likes to look too far back into the past, today we're talking about the power of presence, meaning the power that you have by staying in the here and the now. Now, this topic came to me during one of my therapy sessions where my therapist stopped me and said, do you realize that you're looking so far off into the future and you're seeing all of this doom and gloom, but you haven't even gotten through today yet? That stopped me in my tracks. And it made me really begin to introspect and reflect and take stock of how often I spend time looking afar off. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't plan for the future, but what I am saying is that when we spend too much time in the future or in the past, what's happening is we are neglecting to be present in the present. And our presence, the power of the present, is me basically saying to you that there is so much power in recognizing what we have in the current minute, in the current second, in the current hour, in the current day. And we do ourselves a tremendous disservice when we spend all of our time looking ahead instead of addressing what we have in front of us right now. Y'all have heard me say this over and over again, that I am a person who can be, to my detriment, very obsessed with time. And as I just celebrated a birthday toward the end of last week, time is something that is always on my mind, and it's not always something that I look forward to with great interest and great vigor. I tend to look at time through the lens of all of the things that I haven't done, all of the things that I still want to do, and birthdays for me are reminders of that time is rapidly slipping away from me, and I do myself a huge disservice. And I do a disservice to those around me who want to celebrate my birthdays or different milestones in my life, because I don't allow them to, because of where my mindset is. And so I wanted to have an episode where we address this whole idea that we need to be more present, that we can't, spend all of our time out in we can't be in the future. You can be a future forward thinker and still dwell in the present, because the work is done now. The rewards are reaped in the future, but we've got to do the work right now. Now, when I was thinking about some benefits of staying in the present, here are some things that I found. When you spend more time being present, it reduces your stress and anxiety. And I think you should know this. Research shows that mindfulness, keeping yourself tethered to the present, it reduces stress by promoting relaxation and reducing the activity in the amygdala, which is the stress center of the brain. Staying present also helps to improve concentration and productivity. Studies indicate that mindfulness training on how to stay in the present enhances attention and cognitive control, making it easier to stay focused on tasks. Anybody out there besides me have trouble staying focused on tasks? No, it's just me? Okay, I dig it. And then studies also show that there is a greater enjoyment and appreciation of life. Staying focused in the present increases positive emotions and overall life satisfaction by helping individuals savor the present moment. And maybe you're saying, my present is not that great right now, Coach Jay. Maybe you're saying that. And I understand that. But even if your present is not what you want it to be, there are still ways to find moments and areas of gratitude in where you are, even as you are looking ahead toward the positivity and to reaping the harvest of a beautiful future. There are ways to do that. So I found this quote by Yamamoto Tsunetomo, who was a military man, a samurai, but he also was also seen as a great philosopher. And he has this quote about the importance of the present. And here's what he says: "There is surely nothing other than the single moment of the present moment." I'm sorry, let me start again. "There is surely nothing other than the single purpose of the present moment. A man's whole life is a succession of moment after moment. If one fully understands the present moment, there will be nothing else to do and nothing else to pursue. Live being true to the single purpose of the moment." And for me, I think that is so true. Too often, I think that we are cheating the single purpose of the moment. We're cheating on the moment with our aims and our goals for the future. And again, here's what I'm saying. You should be planning for the future, right? But I don't think you should plan for the future at the expense of allowing this moment to slip away from you, because you never get this moment back again. Once it's gone, it's gone. And I just think that we should spend more time trying to maximize the moments that we have as we're planning for the future, to allow ourselves to be filled with gratitude for the moments that we have, because we don't get those back. And the past has already happened, and the future has not happened yet. And so what do we have? We have right here and right now. And what we do right here and right now, how we steward the here and the now, it has every implication for what happens in the next moment and in the moments to come after. And so you're going to hear me say this a lot in this episode. You've got to be present. You've got to be in the here and the now, because this moment is where you are alive. This moment is where you have the greatest influence on the moments to come. And if you allow this moment to pass you by without doing anything that's going to serve you in the future and help you to appreciate this moment, what have you done? Like, I think one of my fears is looking back a year from now and thinking about all of the opportunities that I missed because I was too busy thinking about a year from now. Did you catch that? Again, one of my greatest fears is looking out a year from now and thinking about all of the opportunities that I missed because I was thinking about a year from now. There is so much richness. There is so much that can happen in this moment if we will take the time to focus on what this moment is offering us, what it's teaching us, and the promise that it has to lend us, the strength that it has to lend us as we continue moving forward. And if I'm thinking about the biggest things that hurt us from being present, I think the biggest thing is just this big umbrella of distractions that we have. All of life is a distraction, y'all. Everything is a distraction. Like my daughter was recently in New York, and she talked about how beautiful Times Square was at night, how all of the buildings are lit up and all of the screens. And having seen images and videos of Times Square, matter of fact, I looked one up before I recorded this episode. And I think Times Square can often be our brains. I think that Times Square is our brains. There is something on every screen. There is something that we're thinking about, something that we're mourning, something that we're celebrating, something that we're looking forward to. We are replaying this memory. We are making plans for this. We are talking to this person. And it's all distraction, right? We have technology and we have social media. I think the new term is doom scrolling, where we find ourselves like on TikTok or Instagram looking at reels, or on Facebook. I know a lot of the younger folks don't do Facebook, but we're doing those things and we just scroll, and we're missing moments because our brains are disengaging. We're just in the act of, for lack of a better word, we become consumption zombies. We say, I'm just going to sit here and scroll Facebook for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes becomes an hour. And then you wonder where your time has gone. Well, it's gone into a distraction. Multitasking. Yo, I know that there are people out there, you may be one of them, who says that you are a multitasker. You can do several different things at once. Y'all, research shows that one of the worst uses of our brain power and our intelligence is trying to do several different things at once. We compromise our cognitive functions when we're focused on too many tasks at one time. And in a way, splitting your intelligence and splitting your cognitive functions in that way provides a recipe for disaster. It's a distraction. And then worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Yo, it is of the utmost importance that we minimize the distractions that want to pull us out of the now and make us time travel into the past or time travel into the future, right? None of us has a DeLorean, thank goodness, because the butterfly effect would just be ruthless out here. None of us has a DeLorean, so we're not going to the future. We're not going to the past. None of us are Doctor Who. We don't have a TARDIS, right? We're not going to the future. We're not going to the past. So what we have is the now. So we've got to do it. We've got to learn to be more present. And so I have some techniques for you that I think can help you with being more present. Okay? All right. So here's the first one. Researchers have said that some type of meditation is good for us. Okay. Research shows that meditation can improve attention and reduce stress within a matter of weeks. Some have even said even smaller, even shorter period of time than that, but it takes continued practice with it. And listen, I'm a Christian. Okay, so my form of meditation is going to include prayer and it's going to include reading the Bible. Okay, I don't know what your belief system is, but however you meditate. Cut off the TV, cut off the music, cut off the podcasts, right? Put the phone on silent and just put it away. I gave a message at my church a few weeks ago where I talked about the power of quietness when it comes to us making quantum leaps in our lives. And I talked about how it's in the quiet times where God can provide clarity for us, clarity that we so desperately need. God can clear up the confusion of our cognitive processes when we allow ourselves to be quiet and to meditate upon his word. And I believe wholeheartedly that the best form of meditation comes through the word of God and through prayer. Again, you may say that that's not your jam. I understand that, okay? However you choose to do it, you need to find some time to minimize the noise, because our brains are filled with noise. Our thoughts are filled with noise. You need to find some time to minimize the noise and meditate. Okay? Along with that meditation, some deep breathing exercises. Okay? These are techniques that allow you to center and to begin emptying, just flushing that noise out. And that's what I'm mainly talking about. It is the noise that causes the distractions that pulls us out of the here and the now. Just some deep breathing. I've heard that box breathing, is one thing that my principal at the school that I work at is really, really big on. Okay. Grabbing a breath, holding it for 4 beats, letting it go, then doing it again. It is a way of doing some type of centering, of calming that amygdala down, calming that fight or flight response, calming that anxiety. Okay. Another technique for being more grounded is single tasking. I just said that multitasking hurts our cognitive processes. That means that if we want to truly reap the benefits of being here in the moment, of dwelling in the present, then we're going to have to learn and embrace the power of single tasking. That means focusing on one thing at a time. Research says that multitasking increases efficacy and efficiency, and it decreases errors. Single tasking, increases efficiency and efficacy, and it decreases mistakes. Whereas multitasking decreases performance, and it increases your stress. Your brain is designed to focus well on one thing at a time. We're not God, okay? We need to be getting the most that we can out of the brains that we were given. And then mindful listening. This means being fully present in the conversations that we're engaged in. This enhances the feeling of community and relationship satisfaction. This means, learning how to paraphrase what people are saying, learning how to listen, not to respond, but to understand. So many times we're so busy listening and we want to interject our response when people just really want to be understood, right? That's mindful listening. And then setting boundaries with technology, y'all. One of the most, I felt attacked when Apple introduced the automatic software that tells you how much time you spend on your phone during the week. And it keeps track week by week. It tells you, the percentage you've gone up or the percentage you've gone down. When that first came out and I realized how much time I was spending on my phone. Now, note, all of that time was not spent on any social media. It's because I do a lot of things on my phone, but still, I felt attacked and I thought Apple was just out to get me, but it really made me think about the amount of time that I'm spending engaged in technology. There are other things that I should be doing with my time. So we have to set boundaries, and that's okay. If you need to set boundaries, set boundaries. We cannot be 24/7 consumers, because that leads to productivity constipation. When we consume, that's taking us away from the present, and that is pumping more distraction into our lives. So what does this look like then? Because I know that's the next question. Jay, you've given these techniques for living in the present, for being more present focused, but this is theory. What does this actually look like? Like, what does this look like in my job, where my job, I have a lot of stuff to do at my job. How do I remain present and grounded at my job? So Coach Jay is not telling you, right, to stiff your employer, or if you have your own thing, you need to be working on your own thing. I get that, okay? But what about if on your lunch break you take a walk? Or what about if on your lunch break you take some time and you pray? You take your 15-minute break and you just, go sit down and just give some words of gratitude for where you are in the moment, right? There are ways, even on your job, to make sure that you are embracing the power of the now, of appreciating where you are right now. Even if everything in the now is not great, if you spend time looking for the great things, then the great things will reveal themselves. Listen, our minds are trained to look for patterns. And they will look for the patterns that we tell them to look for. So if your now is not great, instead of saying that, tell your mind to look for the things that are going well. Your mind is a finely tuned machine. It will find those things that are working for you. Even if your job is just a mess, look for the areas of gratitude at your job, at your place of employment, in your striving to write a book, in your striving to start that practice or that business, pause, right? Pause and find a way to show gratitude, to be gracious, to be thankful in the middle of the stress. Take a walk, do some deep breathing exercises. You can do that at work easily and not fall behind on your productivity. In your relationships, how can you be more present in your relationships? I can tell you for sure, okay, that if I was shirking my responsibilities with my wife, shirking my relationship with my wife to stress about the future and to be anxious about the future, my wife wouldn't like that. It would have almost the same effect of me having another woman. Okay. And she doesn't deserve that, but also I don't deserve that either. I need connection with my wife. I need connection with my friends. You need connections in community with people. So how do you do that? Be present in the fact that you are reaching out for those conversations. If it comes to you to reach out to someone, stop what you're doing, send the text message, because I know y'all don't make phone calls. Send the text message, send the messenger message, and do it then at the moment. That's what being present in the now is. That is what being present in a relationship is. It is moment by moment, recognizing the people that you have in your life deserve the best of you. My kids deserve the best of me. They deserve for me to be present in the moment, in the things that they are encouraging. If my son wants me to watch a clip of what he just did to somebody online on Madden and I'm cooking dinner, guess what? I need to stop and I need to be present in that moment to see how he just shook somebody out of his socks. Okay? It leads to building stronger bonds. In personal growth, use presence to better understand and improve yourself. The self-awareness that is gained through mindfulness can lead to so much personal development and personal growth. So many of us have not seen the greatest part of ourselves because we are so focused on the future self. But there is no future self unless present self is well cared for, maintained, and stewarded. And then in your leisure and in your relaxation, you need to have some hobbies. You need to have some downtime. Get your pickleball on, go join a bowling league, right? Go for daily walks. Take your dog for a walk. Find something that allows you to disconnect and be here right now. Because you don't get that moment back ever again. And if you miss it, that is a singular moment that will never show itself for you again. So listen up, okay? Living in the now. I need you to feel this deep down because the key to unlocking your full potential is right here. Right here, right now is where your power lies. So too many of us are caught up in the past. We're drowning in regret, or we're lost in the future, crippled by this irrational fear of the unknown. But let me tell you something powerful. The only moment that you have control of is this moment right now. The present is where you shape your destiny. It's not shaped in your past. It's shaped right now. Think about it. When you're truly present, you are at your most powerful. Your focus is sharp, your energy is intense, and your actions are deliberate. That's when the magic happens. That's when you go from being good to being unstoppable. And so I need you to hear this loud and clear. It's not waiting for you. It's not waiting for you in a perfect tomorrow. Okay? Your greatness is not in some distant future. It's not waiting for you in some distant tomorrow. It's right here. It's in the actions that you take today in this moment. Just imagine the level of excellence you can achieve when you're fully engaged with what's in front of you right now. Every task, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to elevate yourself. Every conversation becomes a chance to connect deeply and meaningfully. Every breath becomes a reminder that you are alive and capable. Yo, you are alive and you are capable. Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, I talk about him a lot. He says this: when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll become successful. But I'm going to take it a step further. Success isn't just about the grind. It's about being present in that grind. It's about pouring your heart and your soul into each moment, knowing that these moments add up to a life of purpose and achievement. Yo, the goal is to be 1% better every day than you were the day before it. But I'm gonna make it even more of on a microscopic level. The goal is to be 1% better each moment than you were the moment before. Because at some point, those moments begin to multiply in exponential ways that will catapult you from where you are now to where you will be in the future. But it starts with recognizing the power of right now. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start your day with mindfulness. Spend a few moments at the start of your day before the day gets crazy. Before the day slips away, I just need you to stop at the beginning of your day and do some type of activity that's going to focus you and center you and ground you. Pray, breathe, read your Bible, take some deep breaths, let go of the distractions, right? Identify what pulls you away from the present. Is it your phone? Is it your negative thoughts? And commit to reducing those distractions. Embrace the single tasking. Focus on one thing at a time and give it every ounce of you. Practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to appreciate. Take several moments over the course of your day to appreciate what's around you. Gratitude grounds you and it fills your heart with positivity and strength. And then live with intent. Appreciate each day with a clear intention. Approach each day with a clear intention. Know what you want to achieve, but stay flexible. Nothing's perfect. Adapt to the moment and make the best of it. Listen, the present is all you have. It's where your life happens. So don't let it slip away. Seize it with everything you've got. Make every second count. Live fully, love deeply, work tirelessly, and stay present. That's how you level up. That's how you slay. That's how you elevate your life. That's how you become that rising tide that lifts all ships. Now I need you to go out and I need you to own your present. Own this moment, because the greatness that is in you demands that this moment is maximized right here, right now. And as we get ready to close this episode, I just need to reiterate this to you. Your greatness is not in some distant future. It's right here. It's in the moments it's in the actions that you take in this moment today, not tomorrow. This is where your greatness resides, and this is where your greatness begins, and this is where your greatness continues. So what are you going to do? How are you going to start maximizing your moment right now? Send us a fan mail. Let us know. How are you going to start maximizing your moments right now? What are you going to do? What are you going to do from here on out to build for your future while maximizing today? Send us a fan mail at the link in the episode description. Send us an email to thepeppodcast@gmail.com, or just hit me up at _JBSpeaks on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. Today, y'all, we have talked about the power of presence, the power of being available right now, because right now is where your greatness resides. I want to encourage you, share your progress with me, share your thoughts. What stood out to you about this episode? What got you excited about this episode? What do you wish I would have talked more about in this episode? And do me a favor, share your experiences on social media. Tell somebody what you got away from this episode. Think about somebody who needs to hear this episode and share it with them. Okay? And also, I'm so thankful that you all tune in week after week. Do me a favor, if you're deriving any value at all from this podcast, do me a favor and leave a 5-star review where you listen to podcasts and a 5-star rating. Leave a review and also hit that subscribe button. I am glad and I am honored to have you as a part of the Pep Talk community. Yo, I'm your boy, Coach Jay, your own personal life coach, here with you every Monday or wherever you listen or whenever you listen throughout the week. I'm just blessed and honored to be here in your ears, cheering you on and coaching you up. And that has been episode 72 of Pep Talk. Y'all know how we end things. Keep it love, keep it light, and keep it peppy. Yo, it's Pep Talk. We will see you next week. Y'all be blessed. Peace.